Good morning, good afternoon. Today is the 19th of, all right, and the agenda for today for you guys is to work on the warm-up, then we're going to finish, let's make this a little smaller, then we're going to finish the Jamaica problem from yesterday, and then you guys are going to do a favorites activity on whiteboard.chat. So all of this should be opened up using whiteboard.chat, or this should be completed after you do your do now for the roll call do now for the day. Okay, so if you're watching this video, you might want to just pause and make sure you have your roll call do now done. Then you're going to go to your week 2 folder, all right, and this warm up is on whiteboard.chat. So let's just go through this step by step. I'm going to get my calculator out. I know you guys have a calculator program on your devices. I wish I had one too, but I don't. And you know what? I think I left my calculator at school. All right, I'll just pull the one up on the screen. So here we go. Suppose that the population of Cuba is 11.3 million in 2019. Each year the population increases by 1%. What is the population in the year 2021? So let's just write down our facts that we know. So we know that in the population in 2019 is 11.3 million. Okay, so we could type that in. That's our answer. The population increase rate is going to be right here. The rate at which it's increasing is 1%. Okay, and when we take 1%, the decimal is after the 1, and we move it 2 places. 1, 2, we move the decimal to the left. So our answer would be 0.01. Okay? The change, when we go to do the change, that's where we use our decimal form and we multiply. So I don't have as nice of a calculator as you guys have, but I have this one right here. I know in the Chromebooks that you guys have graphing calculators, but here we are. So you would have in 11.3 multiplied by 0.01, and that's your change, 0.113. Okay, 0.113. Now make sure that you're pausing this and updating this on your whiteboard.chat. If you're doing this work asynchronously, you're going to have to turn in your whiteboard.chat so I can give you points for today. So 0.113, or that's equal to, right, 0.113 million is the same as, well, let's the 0 there, 113,000 people. Okay, so you're going to add that to our starting population right here. So we're going to add that up. So our starting population, where it was once 11.3, you're going to take 11.3 and you're going to add that 0.113 to it. So we can take out our handy dandy calculator and do that. 11.3 plus 0.113. Okay, 11.413. So let's type that in. So 11.413, or that's 11,413,000. Do you guys see that? All right. So now we're going to use this same number and our rate to figure out for the next year. Now we want to use the number of the population from the previous year and then our rate to do it again. So our math is going to look like it's going to look like this. I want to make sure I type it in so you guys see out what we're doing. So we're doing a 11.413 and we multiply that by 0.01. Okay, that's the math. That's the math that we do. And let me just change the color so it looks a little different. Okay. So that's what we do. So let's take out our calculator. All right, we take that 11.413, multiply that by 0.01. Okay, 0.11413. 0.11. Nope. Oh man, I lost it. Okay, what do we have there? 0.11413. Okay, 0.11413, or 114,1300. Okay, so we're going to take that and we're going to add it. So here we added the original amount. So we added right here the 11.3 plus our change. And we're going to do the same thing here, but we're going to add this amount, right, plus our rate, plus our change right here. We're We're going to add those two. Okay? So what does that look like if we were to type that out? It's going to look like, oh, well, the change would go here. Let's put this all in the right spot. So the change would go right here. Boom. Okay? So the population is going to look like this. It's going to be 11.413, right? Which is our original amount right here, plus our change 0.11413. Okay? We add that up. Let's go to our calculator. So we have 11.41. Oh, clear. 11.413, right? Plus 0.11413. Perfect. Now I feel like something disappeared. It did. Look at that. I forgot my decimal. These decimals are so important. We can't forget those, right? So let's do that again. 11.413. Let's check it out. I have my decimal in the right spot. Plus 0.11413. Great. Okay. Great. I have my decimal in the absolute right spot. And I get what? Oh man, I keep doing that, right? It keeps happening. So let's stop that. 11.413 plus 0.11413. There we go. Okay. So let's make sure we're in the right spot. So 11.52713. 11.52713. So let's type that in. 11.52713. Is that what we just had? 11.52713. Okay, perfect. So that's what it is in millions, right? That's in millions. And if we wanted to really think about what that means, well, we don't, in like regular numbers, that's going to be right here. That's going to be 11,527,013,130. Okay? If we want to kind of visualize what that decimal place means. All right? So that's our warm-up for today. Make sure you get that done and get started on it. All right, our next problem for today is our Jamaica problem. Yesterday, we started this on Tuesday. Was not yesterday, it was Tuesday. And you guys just did a subtraction, right? We figured out that the birth rate 16 over 1,000 is 0.016, okay? Let me think about this. I feel like this is wrong. Hold on. Tens, hundreds, thousands. Yeah, this is not right. Why did I write it that way? Like this, 0.016, okay? Or 1.6%. And you subtract them, and this is what you get as your rate. So the population, to find the population, the first thing you need to find here is your change, okay? And the change is going to be the initial population, right, times that rate of change, or that rate of increase, okay? That's what you have, 2.9. And you know what I'm going to do here? Let's make this better. This is what I want, okay? Let's put my calculator here so I can see it at all times. Yeah, baby. Okay, so 2.9 times 0.001. Okay? Whoa, where's that 1 coming from? Man, I'm like making stuff up. I'm living in the past. It should be 8. Clear that out. 2.9 times 0.008. See how I was just making up that 0.1? That's nowhere on my paper. This is our overall rate of change right here, 0.008. 0.232. Okay, so over here we get that our change is 0.0232. Okay, so our population is where we add the original amount, so that the previous amount plus our change. Okay, so we're going to add those two things up. We're going to say, well, what is 2.9 plus 0.0232? What is that? Okay, so let's see, 2.9 plus 0.0232. Okay, so we went up to 2.9. I keep doing that. And I can't go back. So 2.9 plus 0.0232. Okay, perfect. So that's going to be 2.9232. Boom. Okay? So now we need to find our next level of change. Now notice here on we use the change for the previous amount that we had. You see that? So to find our next change that we do, we're going to use almost the same formula. The only difference is this starting number is going to change. okay? And the result obviously is going to change. So instead of using what we just had, right, the very initial amount, we want to use our result that we had here. So our result here, boom, 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 is like that. And that's what we want to use, right? That's what number goes in there. You guys see that? And this point, that rate is always, always, always the same. So let's plug that in. So we would have 2.9232 times 0.008. So 2.9232 times 0.008. Whoa, look at that number. Look at all those decimals, okay? 0.0233, let's say 339, okay? And that's our change, okay? That's our change. So we're going to add our original amount and our change, just like we did here, how we added our original amount and our change. Do you guys see that? We do the same thing here. So we're going to add our original amount we just had, 9232, and our change, 0.02339. We add them up, okay, to get our answer. So let's clear this out. Let's do it. 2.9232 plus 0.02, plus 0.02339. 0.294695. So this is going to be equal to, great. So we're going to have 2.96998. Okay? That's our result. That is our answer. Okay? So let's finish our sentence. Let's write our story problem from what we just written down. The population of, well, what are we doing the population of? Jamaica, right here. So the population of Jamaica in 2019 is 2.9 million. The overall population change due to the births and deaths is 0.0, well, let's see, the change in percent, we say 0.8%. Okay, we always use percent to describe. So in the explanation, we use percent. Explanation, we use percent. But then to do the math, we use the decimal form. Okay? The population 2020 is predicted to be, what's our answer? 2.9232. Let's put that in, 2.9232 million. The population 2021 is predicted to be, okay, 2.96998 million. Okay? Or if you wanted to really break it down, I'll do this in ghostwriting. It'll be the last thing we do. Okay? You could say 2,923, 200. Okay? If you need to think about that not in decimals, like if decimals are like, whoa, decimals throw me off. Okay? That's what you could do. 98, like that. 2, and that's just moving it so the decimal, like that comma turns into a decimal, and that's what it'll look like. Okay? So that's our first activity that we have to do today. All right, and that's our warm-up, and that's our Jamaica problem.